What up, peeps? Mr. Bones back at you for another Dollar Theater, brought to you by Hobbs Horror. And we're going to talk about Ill. Final, the infected will find you. A rogue scientist in Chile illegally spreads toxic and biochemical substances by the way of contaminated money, leading to a worldwide pandemic. First, the virus is spread in Italy when two women steal a contaminated case of cash. Then in Kosovo, a transsexual pays for surgery only to find that all of her injection sites have been infected with the virus. Lastly, a father in Germany tries out extreme methods to save his contaminated son from succumbing to the virus. And that left out a story, which is, it's got pictures of it. There's two pictures in the middle. The guy with his teeth are falling out and with the ambulance. And this cover has made up pictures. There's no scene outside with a cool looking zombie chick in the middle of the street with a gun. And on the cover, there's no cool ass guy in a suit with a cane and a knife and a gas mask. Here's the cool ass poster that's on IMDb, which matches the movie much more. Like I said, there's the front cover of the DVD and the back is fake pictures that aren't in the movie, but this is stuff that is in the movie and depicts it well and looks very cool, and they should have used this for the cover art. But yeah, it starts off with the first story, which is kind of short. Is these two females meet this guy at a bar and go home with him to try to rob him, and they drug him, but not well enough because he's sitting in a chair and they think he's drugged up, and they're in their underwear dancing, and he grabs one of them and tries to have his way with her, but the other one knocks him over the head with a tool for the fireplace. And they grab a suitcase of money and take off. They get so far up the road, and then they open the suitcase, and this bunch of powdery shit blows up into their face, which is the virus. They don't think much of it. They just continue to be excited about the money, and they go outside and dance up and down and talk about what they're going to do with the money, but they quickly just start decaying, and their skin's bubbling, and their veins are showing, black veins are showing up their neck, and they fall over and they can't breathe. And this guy shows up in a hazmat suit and goes to kill one of them, and then someone shows up, picks up the other one, and takes off with them, I assume, to take her to the hospital or something. And that is the spread of the disease, and it goes to the next story, which is this guy here, Owen, who finds someone in the road. I assume they got hit by a car or something, and he calls an ambulance. Before they get there, or while they're gathering the guy that was in an accident, he picks up his wallet and steals his wad of money, which I assume came from that suitcase, because he goes home and slowly starts getting sick. It's not as quick as the girls at the beginning of the movie because they got the full impact of it. And this is, it's been traveling and spreading across the world, but he slowly starts getting sick. And I forgot to mention, the first scene kind of reminded me of Cabin Fever, which was cool. I enjoyed that. And the second one kind of reminded me of The Fly. This dude slowly starts getting sick, and skin starts bubbling, and his eyes are turning white, and his fingernails are falling off. And this movie is a body horror movie, and his girlfriend got mad at him about something and went to her sister's, but she comes back by the end of the movie where he's sitting there. His hunger had increased tremendously, and he's been eating nonstop. and he can't breathe. By the end of the movie, he's sitting there on the floor, gasping for air, and big as a, I don't know, kind of remind me of Justin Long in Tusk, sitting there all fat and his neck's all hanging down. And she comes back because she loves him, and it's gross. Like, kind of reminded me of Gina Davis coming back to Jeff Goldblum. Before that scene goes off, she kisses him, which is gross. And then the next story is a transsexual woman paying somebody that's supposedly a doctor to come and perform a procedure on her, which is injecting the shit in her. The syringe is full of green shit, like from uh, Reanimator, which I guess has the virus in it, and she eventually starts getting sick and gets all these bubbly sores all over her. And I think this person is also like a call girl or hooker or whatever you call it. The doctor said they wanted to like double the money they originally charged to come and try to help her out. So she has some visitors to try to raise the money. And this one guy comes and he's like, she tries to keep her clothes on, and he's like, I want to see you nude, and starts trying to pull her clothes off, and she goes into the bathroom, and he follows her, and she turns around and stabs the shit out of him and kills him. And by the end of the story, the doctor shows up, and she's standing by the window and turns around with these white zombie eyes and says, I trusted you to make me beautiful. And I can only assume she kills her because it goes off to the next one. And the last story is the shortest and not that great. It's about a guy and his son is affected, and he's shooting vlog videos. And he says that, and he's shooting vlog videos and uploading them, asking someone to come and help. And he says that he has learned how to control the virus and slow it down. And he's basically, like, if he sees an infection on his hand or his arm or whatever, he's amputating each spot, which, to my opinion, eventually you wouldn't have any sun left. But yeah, it's a short story. It was my least favorite of the others. My favorites were the first and second stories. But yeah, like I said, the first story reminded me of Cabin Fever. Second one reminded me of The Fly. This was a pretty cool little anthology story. If you like body horror, I recommend you check it out. If you don't, then you probably wouldn't like it. Like, for example, my niece once gave me her Blu-ray of The Fly because she said it was gross. So yeah, if you don't like body horror, you wouldn't like this movie. But yeah, that's what I watched. Peace.